Hi, this is Lillian from krakencrafting.com. I'm delighted you're joining me today. Today's technique is going to be a fancy folds technique, and we're going to be making this little project here. It's made using the A Little While stamp set and the Little Loves dies. I have to warn you though, these are retiring. As soon as the new catalogue comes out in June, these will be retired. So my advice to you would be to check them out now. So this is what we're using today, and it's super simple, but super impressive. So I've made this, let me see, for a lovely little baby called Sophia. And I hope Mommy and Daddy are going to like it too. So as you see, the front of the card is just square. I have made this from 6" by 6" cardstock. You could make it larger if you wish. You could make it by 12 by 12 if you wanted. It's so simple to do and so simple to modify. And on the back of it, as you can see, I've got an area where I can put my name to and from, what have you. So to open it up, we simply pop it like this. And isn't that just gorgeous? And fold it over like that. These little pieces fold back. Let me get this ribbon out of the way. I pull this forward and this little fellow pops over just like that. And then you can put a magnet underneath. I actually have put magnets in this, but I found the magnets weren't strong enough once you start laying up the cardstock and the DSP on top of it. So you could tie that in a beautiful wee bow and have it sitting a bit tidier than I've got it, obviously, but it would be sitting something like that somewhere appropriate. Isn't that just gorgeous? I hope you can see that okay. So on to the project, show you how to make it. It is so super simple that you're going to love it and make loads of them. Here we go. And that's it. Okay, so here we are. I'm using my Stampin' Trimmer today, and I have a piece of cardstock already pre-cut. This is from 12 by 12" cardstock, and I cut it to 6" by 6". This is so easy, you're honestly going to be amazed. So I line it up at the 3" point with my scoring tool, score down, turn it once, again to the 3" point, score it. I'm taking it down to that previously scored line, scoring up there. So as you can see, that's come down to the first score line. Now I bring my blade up to the same point here and I cut down. So we've scored the half of it and we've cut half of it. Now I turn it slightly so the middle point sits here and the other score line comes down. If you can see that, here and here between the cutting mat, and I simply score down, and then the opposite way. So again, the center point here, the other end of the score line here, and score up. So let me get this out of the way. Okay, so where's my rather messy bone folder? The state of it. So just going to give this a quick burnish. And let's see, this way I think. And back. And back again. Now, how easy was that? And that is basically the card base. Use any stamp set, dies, whatever you want from that. Once you've got that done, that's the card base, and that's your little display area, and it folds closed like this, over like this, and then you've got the front and the back. How simple is that? Now, if you just give me a moment, I'll get all the other elements out and we'll make it up very, very quickly. Now, as you can see, I've all the little elements ready to go. This is just to save time on the video. As I say, if you're on my blog, all the details will be underneath for you anyway. All the measurements and how many you need of which pieces. So just to show you very quickly, I've obviously stamped out the daisies in advance. In fact, I've already die cut them. But it's just to show you one of the die cuts that come along with the Little Loves die set. Let me see, I'll show you very quickly what all is in the stamp set actually. This is the Little Wild stamp set. This is the elephant I used. And that's it here. I've already die cut it. And these dies, as you can see, are actually made to make little gift tags. They've got the holder, and then that's the back of the elephant, the front of the elephant, and you just fold it over. So that would be like that. So it's got a gorgeous little honey bear as well. Beehive, little bees, and the fabulous little elephant, would you listen to me, lion. Again, these all make gorgeous little gift tags, but what I've done is I have cut them, die cut them like this as normal, and then I've just used my paper snips to separate them. So we've got the front of the elephant and the back of the elephant, and we'll use both in this case. The only other thing I need to do is to, let me get my snips, is to separate this one from the die cut because I want it for the front of the card. Set that to the side. Now I've already gone and coloured these in again to save time. I used the Blender pens, fabulous pens. If you haven't checked them out yet, you really should do so. And just some ink straight from the ink pads to colour the little critter in. And the only other thing that needs to be done here is I normally use the pen end of my black Stampin' Write marker, but it's actually dried out on me now, so I'm using a black pen just to add some little eyelashes. I think my pen's actually running out as well. Not great, not great. Anyhow, do this one. There we are, isn't that cute? And as you can see here, the bees, I've all the little bees cut. So this is the die, it cuts 3 bees at a time, which is really handy. They're a wee bit fiddly to work with, but so well worth it. And for picking up, Stampin' Up! Have come up with this gorgeous pick-up tool. It's multifunctional. It has the paper piercing tool, and if you take that out and turn it the other way around, let me get it back in. It has almost like a palette knife. This end is the actual pickup tool, and it comes with a refill as well. It is like a putty that you can wind this up, and the putty dispenses just as you need it, but you don't really need to change it that often. But that's great for picking stuff up. It also comes with a score tool in both a large and a smaller ball head size, so that is fantastic. Now let me talk through quickly what else we've got. So I don't need this, we've already got these done. And let me see, so if we start working on the back of the card, so I've already gone ahead and stuck the 2 pieces of ribbon evenly across the, let me just get the ends of this to show you. Okay, evenly across the back. So if the wings are pointing in towards you, then you've got the back of the card. And what I want to do is, let me just double check I'm doing it right, I don't want to make a mistake, is take this one up, use my multi-purpose liquid glue. The Tombow is my favourite adhesive of all time, without a doubt. And just centre that in the middle. Here we go. That's one side of the back done. And the other piece is this smaller piece, and it's got the it comes from the Stitched Shapes dies, and again, as you see, I've cut the DSP likewise in this square one, and just that wee extra bit of detail is beautiful. Again, we'll stick this on then to the front, space it evenly. There we go. Take one of my little flowers. Let me get that picked up. Put a wee dab of glue on it too. I'll stick it about here, just slightly off the DSP. And then one of my elephants. There we go. I want to fit him within the DSP, just his ears hanging over. And the only other thing for the front is I'd stamped out "Hello there, honey bear," but obviously we don't have a bear, so I'm going to trim that so that I just have "Hello there." And just very, very simply, another little bit of glue. There we go. And stick this up here by his ear. There we are. Now that's the front and the back of the card finished. So we've got the other sections just to fill in now. Now to do the front of it. So these squares I've already matted and layered and cut on the diagonal, and they are going to be stuck just in here. As you can see, this last one just peeps out over the edge, so I made sure not to put any adhesive on the back of it. And now just to stick down the other elements here. So this one's already matted up. Okay, now I need to cut this square on the diagonal, just for those last wings. So I set it under my Stampin' Trimmer, line it up with the cutting area, and get my blade. Oops, I've let that slip slightly. Let me get a new piece. Go. Too busy talking and not paying attention. Here we go. That's better. Now the reason I've cut so many of these is because there's a pattern. You actually only need one square of this, the 2 triangles, but because I have to match the pattern up, this is the way it's going to be. If I try to use, let's see this one and this one, which is how it would be cut, the pattern would run off. So I needed to cut 2 to get pattern running in the same direction. So that's my reason for doing that. These 2 are actually scrap, but they can be used for something else. There we go. Now we're coming to the last part of it, the little pop-up piece. And this is a simple, very, very simple mechanism. There's nothing complicated about it at all. So I have pre-stamped, cut and scored a little piece of green cardstock and put a little bit of tape on the back of it. It measures the same length as that rectangle stitch die. And it just sticks on the end like that. In fact, let me use my pokey tool. I should have taken this back. I could trim that a little bit more if I could find my scissors. Can't find them, I'll use these. Okay, this is the mechanism. It's 1 inch by 3 inches. I've just scored it in half and then in half again and folded it in this direction. So now we just need 2 little elephants. I'm going to stick a little bit of Tombow along the top. And let's see, stick the 2 of them together. As you can see, that's at the top only. Give them a wee second or 2 to take. And that fits over here, so I'm going to open that and put some glue adhesive on the inside there. That'll slip just over that down to the score line.